Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. Today we're going to take a closer look at Unity Software, ticker U. The stock is up roughly 4% pre-market after we heard last night that the CEO is stepping down. And this is pretty interesting, right? Because normally when you hear of CEOs stepping down, you kind of normally see the stock price go down. But in this time, it seems like investors are actually pretty excited to see this change in leadership. I'm going to share my overall thoughts and why this is happening in today's episode. So let's get started.
Finally, I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video, and check out fool.com/Jose for the 10 best stocks to buy now. With that link, you get a promotional offer for the subscription service. Now, let's continue with today's episode.
So we can take a closer look. Let's just look at Unity's stock price right now. It's sitting at roughly $31 pre-market, up roughly 4.3%. Year to date, the stock is up roughly 10.3% and sitting at a market cap of roughly $11.4 billion. It's probably be closer to 11.5, 11.6 with the pre-market numbers. So what's really happening here, and let's just take a closer look at some other kind of price points here for Unity. From its overall 5-year high, the stock is still down roughly 84.9%. So I do want to say Unity is probably one of my favorite holdings right now. I do enjoy their product a lot, right? And I do believe the business that they have is pretty impressive. But it does seem like a lot of people did not like management. If I may be honest, I wasn't too fussed about the CEO, but there were a lot of people that wished he would go out. And it does seem like they got what they wished for. Like I mentioned, for me, the CEO wasn't a make or break for the business. So with him being there or him leaving is not a reason for me to sell or buy. Just in case anybody was wondering, I know a few people wonder what I might be doing, especially with this big recent news of Unity. So if we come and take a closer look here on October 9th of 2023, Unity announces a leadership transition. So we saw that John will retire as president, CEO, chairman, and a member of the company's board of directors effective immediately. And that's kind of the crazy thing, right? Effective immediately. It does seem like maybe Unity, because they did kind of did some pricing actions, and they got a lot of backlash. If we take a closer look, if you just put Unity backlash from game developers, you will see numerous articles of numerous game developers kind of really leaving the platform or kind of rejecting the platform as a whole. So this pricing change really caused a lot of big companies to end up leaving. And I mean, at the end of the day, Unity kind of didn't backtrack what their fee structure was. They just I think made the perfect middle ground for them to gain some form of fee, but also not to go crazy on game developers. So there were some key updates here. They did kind of announce a summary of their Unity runtime free program. And on September 22nd, they did kind of summarize all the changes that will kind of begin. But it does seem like Unity, and this is not the first time, right, that the CEO has kind of gotten the game developers a little bit mad. I believe a year ago, he might have said some things about game developers that don't wish to monetize their game. So I want to say the CEO's mindset, in my opinion, has always been in making Unity a better business overall, and maybe he didn't understand the demographics of his customers or of his game developers, that there might be certain tones that don't work well with that kind of demographics. I do believe personally Unity CEO did a lot of great changes. I mean, at first I wasn't a fan of the acquisition of the advertisement business. I wasn't a fan of some of the acquisitions that they have done, but the way they're integrating them together, in my opinion, have been a really great move for Unity in the long term. So I do believe the CEO had a great mindset for the business and how to evolve the business into a better company. Now, like I mentioned, the way maybe he communicated might have not been his greatest forte. So maybe in hindsight, he should have had someone kind of really deal with a lot of the communication on his end. But I do believe that he ran the business in forms of acquisitions, in forms of business plans, really well. So if we continue to take a closer look here, we do have a new interim CEO. And again, this is a reason I'm shocked that the stock is up, right? Because there's still so much much openness in the air of where it's going to go. So right now, James M. Whitehurst has been appointed the interim CEO, president, and a member of the board. Before I take a closer look, let's just take a look at a history of Mr. Whitehurst. He is a seasoned technology and public company executive. He previously served as a senior advisor and president at IBM after joining through the IBM acquisition of Red Hat. And prior to that, he served as the president and CEO of Red Hat from 2008 to 2020 prior to the acquisition. So this guy definitely has leadership position. And Red Hat, to some extent, was kind of a clouding, a subscription, a SaaS business, something that Unity is transforming into. So I do like it how he has that business attitude as well. What I'm really kind of curious or worried about is, does he have that creativity mindset, right? Because Unity, outside of it being kind of a SaaS business, a software company, a kind of subscription company, it also has that creativity behind it, right? Gaming has that creativity. Animation has that creativity. 2D, 3D, the future of robotics, the future of machine learning, the future of animation, of kind of digital twins. That needs some form of creativity that I think you can only really experience or see through prior experience, right? Through historical experience, where obviously John, being a CEO of EA Game previously and being the CEO of Unity, has really helped them kind of shape and build that imagination and creativity that is needed to run Unity, in my opinion, right? So I want to say that's probably one of my biggest worries. But again, this is just going to be an interim position. So they are looking, the board will initiate a comprehensive search process with the assistance of leading executive search firm to identify a permanent CEO. In my opinion, a CEO that I would enjoy would be someone who has experience in the gaming market, maybe someone who has led some form of Xbox, some form of PlayStation, even Amazon's kind of gaming platform, or some form of creativity. It could be someone from Netflix. I believe anybody who kind of follows that mindset of recent technological companies that have innovated outside of the space of just your traditional cable TV can be a great fit here for Unity. Like I mentioned, right? Anybody from Xbox, anybody from Microsoft, anybody from PlayStation or Sony, anyone from Netflix, anybody from Amazon, mainly their creativity side. Those are some big players that if they have experience in those industries, I think would be a little bit more exciting for them to be the future CEO of Unity. So let me know in the comments below, guys, who are you looking for to be the next CEO of Unity? Do you want it to be someone internal or someone external? I personally would enjoy someone external at the moment. Outside of that, Unity did reaffirm its previously announced third quarter 2023 guidance, so that's good. A lot of investors might have been worried about this whole backlash because there were so many companies that were turning off their advertisement revenue, that were going to do so many different things to kind of hurt the business, that the investors might have been worried that, hey, look, all this is actually happening. That's why the CEO has to leave. And what's happening here is that's not the case. Maybe there might have been some impact to it, but right now it doesn't affect their overall guidance, which is bullish in my opinion for Unity. It can also mean that the advertisement market is picking back faster than anticipated, or Unity is gaining more market share in the advertisement space. They do mention that Unity will release the third quarter 2023 financial results after the market closed on Thursday, November 9th, 2023. So we still got about a month before earnings, but I do believe things are still looking pretty good for Unity in forms of stocks. Like I mentioned, the Unity CEO leaving is not a make or break it for me. I know for a lot of people it might be a make. What it would be the make or break is who will be the new CEO of the company, and do they come with a creativity background to some extent, where I do believe Unity is needed. Unity needs that form of experience right now. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Take care, have a good day, and see you next time.